You can love someone with all your heart and still make them feel unloved. People give and receive love in 5 primary ways. Say one specific sincere thing you love or admire about her every day, fellas. Just 20 minutes, fellas. We're not asking you to do a whole soap opera amount of time. Love is not universal. It's personal. Hey, I'm Randy Wineglass. Welcome to my channel, Man Up Mental Health. Today, we're going to talk about why your love isn't working. The brutal truth about the 5 love languages. We're going to break down the 5 love languages, research and statistics, and why it's important to know. Really important to know what your love language is, what your partner love language is. For you guys who don't know what love languages mean, stick to the end of this video. You'll be fully educated on the power of the love language, alternatives that we tend to get into that don't really help the situation. All right, fellas? So you can love someone with all your heart and still make them feel unloved. See this a lot with guys giving their best, doing all this purchasing. According to the eHarmony relationship study, nearly 1 in 2 couples, 47%, say they broke up because they didn't feel understood. This goes back to understanding love languages. Let that sink in, fellas. Not because of cheating, not because of abuse, but because the love wasn't landing. You see this a lot with guys over-functioning, constantly basically repeating the same behavior over and over again. But here's the thing. Most men think that being faithful, showing up, and paying bills equals to love. But your effort doesn't count if it's not in a language that your partner understands. This is why Dr. Gary Chapman's concept of the 5 love languages changed the game for millions. And if you're not using them, you're playing to lose. This video is going to bring a lot of you guys up to speed. Some of you guys heard the term, you heard the concept, don't really know what the 5 love languages is. Your language is paying the bills, you cut the lights on, hey, that's the language. So let's break this down. In 1992, Dr. Gary Chapman, a marriage counselor, released the 5 love languages based on decades of counseling experiences. He discovered that most relationship problems didn't come from lack of love, but from how that love was expressed. His insight: people give and receive love in 5 primary ways, or languages. Understanding your partner's love language can dramatically reduce conflict, increase intimacy, and improve satisfaction. Today, this model is backed by 30 years of use in therapy and applied by counselors worldwide. Guys, I can't tell you how often I refer to the love languages and really each partner really understanding and strategically thinking about what is my partner's love language. The real problem: most men default to what feels loving to them, not what's received by her. That's like speaking perfect English to someone who only understands French and wondering why they don't respond. According to Psychology Today, emotional miscommunication is the #1 reason for emotional distancing in relationships. We often love through habit, not intentional alignment. The 5 love languages give you the blueprint to change that. Think about this video and use this in your toolbox, fellas. All right, we're trying to take this manhood to the next level. Let's take a look at the exploration of the 5 love languages. #1, words of affirmation. Why it works: activates dopamine, that's the reward chemical in the brain, and oxytocin, creates connection and reward. Boosts your partner inner voice. It builds their confidence, heals criticism wounds, especially if they grew up with verbal negativity. Verbal recognition builds emotional safety, predicts stronger emotional trust over time. Based off of research with the Gottman Institute, we talked a little bit about this in our previous video. Regular praise helps prevent resentment and assumptions. Makes your partner feel emotionally seen, not just physically present. What men get wrong: using vague phrases like, "You're awesome," "Go get it," only speaking up during big moments, anniversaries, fights, or apologies. What most of us do. What to do instead: say one specific sincere thing you love or admire about her every day, fellas. This is just something that you do once on you know, what they call it, sweetest day. 2, acts of service. Why it works: communicates love through effort, not promises. Builds trust by anticipating your partner's needs, taking out the trash, washing the dishes, doing things around the house. Reduces their stress and shows shared responsibility. Acts as a repair attempt after conflict, according to John Gottman's research. So if you guys had an argument, good repair attempt, deeply appreciated by those who carry the emotional labor. Enhances cooperation and interdependence, seen as proof of love by action-driven partners. Some of you guys are go-getters, constantly going and doing acts of service. What men get wrong: doing one big gesture, right, and expecting all this praise, acting like helping is an optional or extra. Hey, I wash the dishes. Bow down. Come on, guys. We gotta do better. What to do instead? Pick one small thing to relieve her mental or physical load every day without expecting applause. A lot of times, guys, we do things and we want to get so much praise for what we done. Like, hey, babe, I help wash the dishes. 3, receiving gifts. Why it works. Symbolizes thoughtfulness. I thought of you when we weren't together. Tangible reminder of emotional investment. Enhances bonding through surprise and novelty. Satisfies a deep psychological need for being prioritized, fellas. Helps in the long distance or emotionally strained periods. Maybe you're going long distance for a work order. Maybe your wife has to go for a work order. Represents memory, intention, and meaning, not just money. Creates emotional rituals and anchoring moments. Get that? What men get wrong, guys. Thinking it's materialistic or superficial. Only giving gifts on holidays or when they're in trouble, right? You know you did something wrong with your girl. Here you are at the Hallmark store, right? Give small, meaningful, spontaneous tokens, notes, photos, playlists, inside jokes. 4, quality time. Why it works. Reinforces presence. You're worth my time. That's some of the most valuable things you can give someone. Creates shared meaning and deep memories. Boosts oxytocin and serotonin through bonding experiences. Oxytocin, that feel-good chemical, serotonin, the mood. Heals abandonment wounds. Enhances attention. Eye contact, both key for emotional connection. Reduces emotional distance caused by routine or technology, right? Everybody's on the phone, looking down, looking around. Builds a shared world. A concept Gottman calls essential for lasting love. What men get wrong, fellas. Thinking proximity equals presence. Hey, I'm here with you. We're in the car together, right? Watching Netflix while scrolling on your phone. You're looking at Netflix. You're watching YouTube. What to do instead? Schedule undistracted engagement time together. Even 20 minutes of intentional presence is powerful. Just 20 minutes, fellas. We're not asking you to do a whole soap opera amount of time. 5, physical touch. Why it works. Activates oxytocin, again, that hugging hormone, the bonding hormone. Helps regulate nervous system and stress response. Offers safety through physical presence. Repairs ruptures when the words don't work, guys. Fuels sexual and non-sexual intimacy. Heals trauma when it's paired with empathy and consistency, all right? Reinforces trust through physical reassurance. Holding hands, things like that, fellas. What men get wrong, all right? Only initiating physical touch when it leads to sex. Come on, fellas, we gotta do better. Ignoring non-sexual affection. What you do instead. Initiate affectionate non-sexual touch regularly, guys. A hug, a shoulder squeeze, a hand on the back. All right, it's not always about getting something, fellas. Sometimes it's about just showing that physical affection outside of sex, all right? So this is the 7-day challenge for you guys. Speak your partner's love language for 7 days, no matter how unnatural it feels. And don't expect anything in return, fellas. This isn't about control, it's about calibration. Your relationship is not a guessing game, it's a place where love should land. If you want better sex, better communication, and fewer fights, it's not a mystery, guys, all right? We're not here doing a word search, or we're trying to figure out, I can't think of it, Rubik's Cube, it's fluency. That's the solution. So what you now know, love is not universal, it's personal. The 5 love languages give you a map. Now you get to choose. Keep either repeating your way or learn theirs. When you stop expressing love by assumptions and start expressing it by alignment, everything changes, fellas, all right? They say when you do things off of an assumption, you make an ass out of you and me. Let's graduate from that. Let's level up, all right? Drop a comment. What's your love language? What's hers? Which one did you get wrong? And how are you going to fix it, fellas? If you want to be a man who leads in love and not just shows up, subscribe and check out my next video. More to come. We're just getting started. Man Up Mental Health, all right? Randy Wineglass, licensed therapist in California and Florida. All right, fellas, let's power up. This is a community of brotherhood out here in Ladera Ranch, out here by the water, giving you guys some more biophilia. You see that? Peace.